sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
If they could get it down, I mean, that would be really big for the energy industry, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Big time.
Hello, everyone. This is Backyard Musings, broadcasting live from Apple Valley. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott.
Today, we're going to talk about nuclear fusion. This is a message of hope. Scientists have made an incredible breakthrough in nuclear fusion. The scientists in South Korea set the record for sustained 110 million degrees Celsius. That's hot. 110 million degrees Celsius for the longest period of time ever. This is 7 times hotter than the core of the sun. Not sure how they contain that heat. I'm not sure. They sustained the temperature for 48 seconds. The previous record was 30 seconds.
That's quite an increase.
The ultimate goal is to reach 300 seconds. And once they get that goal, then they kick it up to how they can sustain it longer. And that's by 2026. They want to hit 5 minutes. It's extremely difficult due to the unstable nature of the high temperature plasma, right? So you're bombarding atoms together, right? And those are fusing, right? And it creates a plasma that's high temperature. So think of the sun, how it's got these little off gases of whatever that is. Scientists are using solar flare. Yeah. Scientists are using AI, awesome application, to control and sculpt the plasma inside a reactor. So it's unpredictable, right? Just like the sun is unpredictable as solar flares, but the AI can learn and see in milliseconds what's happening faster than a human could, faster than a computer could, and it adjusts. So they've got it up to what did I say, 48 seconds?
Yeah. 48 from 30.
So, and the next iteration is get it to 5 minutes, 300 seconds. The AI system called reinforcement learning, that's what they call it, can control magnets and change their voltages thousands of times per second. So this reactor, it's a round reactor and it's got magnets and trying to bombard the particles together to fuse them. So it can control the voltages and where the magnets go in order to control this thousands of times per second in order to sustain the plasma, right? You want that sustained.
If I had decided on a first major, this would have been my second major. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. Nuclear fusion, yeah. I was going to be all over that.
Just a little side note, I started out electrical engineering.
Oh.
And I couldn't get past networks. I failed the class 3 times. So I changed to physics. And let me tell you, physics is difficult. It is really hard. And after one semester, I said, I'm out of here. I'm going to do construction, follow my dad's footsteps. So
there you go.
I did construction management, and here we are. Okay, nuclear fusion, that found in stars, is a process that involves smashing and fusing hydrogen, which happens to be a common element of seawater, which we have in abundance. The process releases vast amounts of energy. The experiment that they did for 48 seconds created 69 megajoules of fusion energy. So fusion is where you're getting more energy than what you put in, right? Because you got to bombard, So it did it for 5 seconds, 69 megajoules for 5 seconds. So it started heating up and getting the plasma there, and then that last 5 seconds out of the 48, that created all this power, which is enough to power 12,000 homes for that 5 seconds.
Wow.
Okay? Imagine they can sustain it indefinitely, that one little reactor, 12,000 homes. An interesting fact.
And this is safe power, right?
Yeah.
Safe.
Yeah. I think there's some risks, and we're going to talk about them, but it's
There's
a lot
risks in
safer
everything, right?
than fission, which we currently do.
I mean, look at the risks that we've had here in California with
earthquakes,
the power lines catching on fire, starting all kind of wildfires and stuff.
Change everything in the world.
Yeah, so
energy will be almost virtually
risk.
free, right? And it will probably help space travel too. It'll probably help that. We got to create a warp bubble. We got to figure that out, and then have the Vulcans contact us for first contact. Okay.
I'll get right on that. So.
An interesting fact is that the reactions are best suited to use deuterium and tritium. However, tritium has a half-life of 12.3 years, so 12.3 years it decays and it's gone. Consequently, helium-cooled pebble beds, that's HCPBs, are subjected to neutron fluxes to generate tritium to complete the fuel cycle. And we're not talking about the flux capacitor.
Right.
That's separate. That's for time travel.
Right.
That's separate. Fusion has several advantages over fission, including reduced radioactivity during the operation, so it's not as heavily radioactive, right? Because fission is really, you got to have the chamber and lead, and then you have the concrete around it, like 3 foot thick. Okay? There's little high-level nuclear waste. Ample, yeah, so you don't have to take it to a waste yard or put it in a spaceship and aim it at the sun. Ample fuel supplies and increased safety. The necessary combination of temperature, pressure, and duration has thus far proven difficult. Outer space creates the perfect gravity and vacuum for the pressure. The sun, it's in outer space, it's in a vacuum. That creates the perfect way to do it. Maybe they may come up with a way to do it in orbit of Earth and get that energy down here. I don't know. Widespread use of fusion would put the climate hoaxers out of business.
Too
right?
bad.
Out of business. Because it's free energy. You know, it's abundant free energy. Widespread use of fusion would
Could
put...
this also do something to the solar industry too?
Well, yeah. I mean, fusion, you could...
It's
It's limitless.
So,
limitless.
So PG&E, Southern California Edison, those are the California big boys. I
Yeah,
don't know
common
about
folk
that.
like us can't build a reactor, but they can, and they'll
They
have to
could.
charge for that
Right.
building and construction.
Or somebody private, for private money, like Elon
right.
Musk, right? Or,
But it's definitely clean. Put them out of business,
Yeah.
the hoaxers. But
Yeah.
it won't put solar out of business because solar is pretty cheap, and SoCal or PG&E might charge higher. You know,
Yeah.
might charge the same rate or whatever. I don't know. Expect heavy resistance and regulation from Democrats regarding fusion. Remember, if it moves, tax it. If it stopped moving, regulate it. No, if it keeps moving, regulate it. If it stops moving, subsidize it. So,
If it works,
yeah.
try to destroy it.
No, that's right. Regulate it and thereby destroy it. Yeah, so this is really interesting.
Yeah.
We talk about some controversial topics, but this can benefit all mankind, and it's promising. And I'm glad the scientists are headed in the right. They're not stopping. There's an international coalition where they get together to discuss this and to test these theories.
And it sounds like the good guys are involved in this, right? South Korea is
Yeah,
heading
South
this
Korea
up,
is a great. I mean, and just think about this. You know, North Korea, where it is, starving citizens, heavily militarized, and look at South Korea, that has embraced laissez-faire, capitalism,
yeah.
and invention, and
Free enterprise.
free enterprise,
Yeah.
education for all.
Yeah.
And they, I mean, I was
Western values.
talking with a guy who's driving an Ioniq, which is a Hyundai vehicle. It's an EV. When I was charging up this morning, and the Hyundai has come great strides. They're a well-classed car.
They used to be a throwaway car, like a Yugo. I don't know if you guys remember the Yugo, but now that they've moved right up, and yeah.
I was stationed
good
there
cars.
for a mission, a military mission, not LDS, and it's like a 3-week deal. And all the taxis were Hyundai Sonatas, and I was pretty impressed with the Sonata. It's a really good car. Well, this is a taxi? Wow.
Yeah.
So so the little dichotomy between North and South, the South has flourished, you know, and the
Oh,
North could do
absolutely.
the same thing if they could get power away from the Emperor Kim.
Yeah, that family has not done any favors to that country.
Yeah. So we spun out from fusion to
Politics.
politics. All right, folks.
all good.
Thanks for joining us. We hope that you enjoyed this. If you liked it, please subscribe. If you like it, subscribe. Tell your family, tell your friends, and tell your enemies. And
comment.
Ben, thanks for the comments.
Yeah, absolutely. Love the comments.
Thanks a lot.
Take
We'll talk.
care. Have a good day.